next, and he joins us from Complete Office, and he's going to talk about what sets his company apart from the big box stores and how he can help your office thrive. Aaron, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming and joining me today.
Doing great, thanks, Tyler.
How's everything going in the business world? I know you've had a really good year so far.
Yeah, everything's going good. I think we've seen the economy tick up a bit, and that has helped our industry just with offices growing and adding employees and that kind of thing. I think that really kind of helps us, obviously, with the supply side of things.
Can you give us some background information on the company?
Yeah, Complete Office is locally owned and operated here in Seattle, and our owners spun off from a bigger company called Corporate Express, which became Staples, and just saw an opportunity to do it a better way, and knew that they could offer better systems and better solutions in a more kind of mom and pop feel. And so we kind of have all the best of the big box, but we really make our customers feel like they're our only customer. I think that's what the difference is.
What are some of the companies that you guys are helping out now?
Well, we work with many Puget Sound organizations, but some of the ones that we work with now, Windermere Real Estate is one of them. We work with many office groups in Seattle, and your group, of course. And Banner Bank is another big one that everybody knows. And then we do a couple cool Seattle ones, like Seattle Art Museum, Woodland Park Zoo, and then Vulcan, which is Paul Allen's company, which is a kind of a cool, fun one to mention. So
that's got to be fun, seeing how they interact and kind of seeing what they do differently.
Yeah, and just understanding how mega rich Paul Allen is. It's just kind of obviously above me. So,
what's the benefit for companies out there listening to partner up with your company?
Well, I think the local thing, as I mentioned, is a big push for us. I mean, because our ownership is here and because we're kind of rooted in the Puget Sound, that means something to companies that are also rooted here. So I think people would prefer to use local businesses when they can, and also just kind of making ourselves part of the purchasing team of companies, because we sell furniture and break room supplies and janitorial, and so kind of integrating ourselves into the company's purchasing platform so that we can kind of become part of their team and make sure that it makes sense from a hard cost standpoint and also soft costs. So,
what's the day-to-day like? Is it kind of like Dunder Mifflin from The Office, or what is it like?
They do call me Jim around the office, so thankfully I'm not Dwight. But no, it's similar. I mean, we push paper, and so that's kind of the joke, is that we're selling paper. But it's definitely we make it fun. Our company is a very young company. It's fast-paced and exciting, and we don't have a Michael Scott, unfortunately. But no, it's good. It's similar in the sense that there's lots of different personalities, but day to day I'm out in the field a lot. I'm not in an office as much, and so I don't get that interaction and pranks played on me like they do in the office. So
let's go back to the day to day. I mean, what's a normal day like for you?
Basically, I get out in the field early and see customers and make as many calls as I can. I'm usually focused on downtown Seattle. That's kind of my area. And going into buildings and getting kicked out of buildings, and kind of being that face-to-face with customers and prospects out in the city.
So it's kind of everything kind of long-term to get some of these accounts. Do you have any good stories of stuff that's taken a while? Or?
Yeah. Well, Windermere's a good one, because Windermere is obviously, they're independently owned, but they're a company that's rooted here in Seattle, and so I really made it a goal this year and end of last year to make Windermere a big part of my business, because obviously you working Windermere and my father-in-law and everything that kind of connects me to Windermere, it just made sense. And so Windermere's a great one because they're everywhere and they're big. And so I've been able to get some of the first offices in Seattle, Sandpoint, and some of the ones up in the Windermere neighborhood that really have meant a lot to me, because they understand our vision and it just aligns perfectly. So yeah.
Some of those offices are really cool to walk in and out of. Did any of them kind of stand out to you?
Yeah, there's one on Wall Street in Seattle that's really cool. I mean, it's very sexy, and you just walk in and you just feel like, man, this is you go in there and you're like, I want to buy a high-rise condo in Seattle. How much is it?
Yeah, perfect. Well, I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, it's working, I think.
So what kind of products do you sell?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything from copy paper to toilet paper, and pretty much we can do anything for your office. We've really worked hard to establish ourselves as a furniture vendor, full line furniture vendor. So somebody could come in and get a chair from me, or they could decide we're going to refurnish our whole office and we need tables and desks and cubicles, and we can do all that too. So
how does that process start if it's a new company? Because I know you did the Kent Windermere office and everything turned out great there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times the relationship's built from office products, so we start there. You know, we have a relationship in office products or some other line of business, and then it comes up, hey, we're moving. You know, Aaron, what can you Complete Office help us figure out how we can refinish our office? And I have a partner that has been 25 years in the furniture business that I sort of defer to when I have stuff that's over my head. And so in the case of the Kent Windermere office, he just kind of took the ball and ran with it, and you know, it turned out wonderfully. But I think the relationship kind of starts with the office supplies and grows from there.
So if any of our listeners are thinking about remodeling their offices or starting up a new one, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you?
My cell phone's great, 206-794-9918, and also just our website, complete-office.com, is a great resource to just check out and kind of understand some of the things that we do and can better grow your business. So
nice. How has working for Complete Office changed the way you look at certain things?
Well, it's kind of a funny story, and this is something that I wanted to share, that now we're selling a lot of toilet paper and paper towels and, you know, cleaning supplies for bathrooms, which is kind of new for us. And so, like, I just can't go into a bathroom now without looking at in the stall and at their paper towels and at their toilet paper and looking at their soap and kind of examining everything. So people probably think I'm a real weirdo because I go into bathrooms, I'm snooping around, and, you know, people are like, what is this guy doing in here, you know? So it's kind of funny. I go into a restaurant and I just think, you know, oh, they got that soap. Oh, God, I can't touch that soap. I've learned too much about how gross it is. So it's just kind of funny how selling that stuff changes your perspective on things.
So part-time restroom connoisseur.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Let's see. What's the most rewarding part of what you do?
It's definitely the customers. I mean, I think anybody, you being in sales and being a consultant, I think that's the biggest thing, is the people that you work with is what defines your work. And I don't care if I'm selling paper or I'm selling copiers or what I'm doing. It's really the customers. I've built friendships, relationships with people that I've had for 4 years, and, you know, we go get beers and hang out, and I think that you know, that makes a difference. And so that's why I keep doing it.
And you're saving a lot of these companies a lot of money, right? From switching from these major firms?
Yeah, I think that people, you know, they don't know what they don't have. And so, you know, they realize, you know, hey, I'm using Staples because I see their commercials or I see their billboards or whatever. And they don't know if there's another alternative. And a lot of times our overhead's a lot less, and so we can offer better costs. And yeah, we're definitely saving people. I would say it's 10 to 15% across the board, you know, for a year of sort of usage that they would give us. And that adds up, you know, and I think that the convenience factor of going to Staples or Office Depot is not worth that. So.
And those are kind of the major competitors that you guys are dealing with on a day-to-day?
Yeah, I think those are definitely the ones, and we've positioned ourselves that we're small, but we're large enough that we can compete with them. Because, you know, they're multi-billion-dollar companies, and so they have a lot of horsepower. But we're kind of like a small, fast ship, you know. But we can turn faster, but maybe we're not quite as fast. But we're really working on kind of setting ourselves apart in other ways, but still being competitive on price.
So when you meet with someone and they want to get started and signed up, kind of how does that, walk us through that process?
Yeah, well, really the first meeting is just as we call a discovery meeting. You know, we're asking questions, we're finding out what they currently do, we're finding out some of the pain points, you know, do you like the website you're using? How's the driver with the deliveries, those types of questions. And that gives us an opportunity to gather information and understand, here's what we can offer for your company. And then usually they give us some sort of reporting from their company they're using, so that we can understand what they buy, you know, how much they buy, what the prices are, and so we can do a kind of price analysis based on what they're doing.
So those first meetings are pretty pain-free and
yeah,
free too, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and they're really fun. You know, I bring cookies to my prospects and kind of sometimes coffee, and just kind of make it lighthearted. You know, we don't want to feel like we're selling. We want to feel like we're consulting. And so I think that's the hard part to convey to people when you want to meet with them, is that, oh, this guy's going to come in here and sell me. Really, I'm just trying to find information to see if we can we can give you a better option. And sometimes it's not a good fit, and I'll just say, hey, it sounds like you're really happy, and this isn't a good fit, and then we part ways. So, yeah.
Go over that consulting part rather than strong selling them. I mean, what you guys are finding a fix for them, right?
Yeah, it's really just about asking questions. It's I think that the big flaw we have in business today is that there's so many fast talkers and not enough listening, and so if you're asking questions and intelligent questions to your customers and getting information that's valuable that you can take back and come back with them with some information that's valuable to them, I think that you're doing them a service versus just saying, here's our lowest price on paper, what do you think? I mean, I think that that's great, but that has to be coupled with the consulting.
I'm sure a lot of these people, from other firms are just trying to meet with as many people as possible. It sounds like you guys are taking your time. And
it's a numbers game for them. I mean, it's a turn and burn thing, and we really slow it down. And I think that in doing that, we get higher quality customers and longer term customers. With Staples and Max, their customers typically stay with them for 6 to 9 months, and then they change. And so our goal is, hey, we want to get you as a customer and have this thorough process and keep you for 20 years. I mean, I think that's the difference.
Aaron, just one more quick question for you. What does the future bring for Aaron Cook?
Well, I hope it brings prosperity, and I hope that continue to grow my business and just enjoy my family and have a great 2014.
Excellent. I know you will. Thanks for coming and joining us, Aaron. I appreciate
thanks, Tyler.
it. All right. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Community Real Estate Talk Show. I'm your host, Tyler Freed, on Clay 1180 AM. We'll talk to you soon.